Durham got a little bit better. We started running the ball effectively, so we got the thing rolling.
You know, Darrell, every team that comes up here, we're talking offense. As you know, I'm an old defensive coordinator.
Right.
I am really excited about your defense, and you have to be too.
Very excited about our defense, and it all starts with this guy to my right, Rosie Nix, who, in my opinion, is one of the best guys in the country. He's a guy that gets on the hips of offensive linemen before they know it, as a way of torquing his body and reading offensive schemes, and before you know it, he's in the backfield disrupting things.
You know, you're talking about, of course, Roosevelt Nix, and we're going to talk to him in a little bit. But, wow, you know, you were the second-ranked defense in the MAC, close to being #1 last year, 9 starters back. You know, you add a new guy at your nose tackle, Richard Gary, who I understand you're very, very high on. You know, you've got an outstanding cornerback, Wolf, who missed a major portion of last year. Luke Batten at linebacker, 9 starters back. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting defense, and it's a very active defense. We're a pressuring defense, guys running around, and you'll never know where they're going to end up when the ball's being snapped, which is fun. It makes it hard on offenses.
Darrell Hazell, as we said, in his second year as the head coach of the Kent State Golden Flashes. Darrell, from a recruiting standpoint, because you come in and you had so many years in the state of Ohio, you played in the state of Ohio yourself, and then on Jim Tressel's staff at Ohio State. What did you decide to establish as the recruiting base and how the thrust you wanted to make in terms of using that to return Kent State football to prominence?
We thought it was very important to establish roots here in the state of Ohio. I mean, this is the best state for football, in my opinion. And we went out last year and we took 14 kids out of the state of Ohio, 2 from Western PA. And I think that's only going to put more people in the stands. But there are great football players in this state, and we love to recruit this state because the coaching is excellent. This is one state, as you travel around the country, that the high school coaches work extremely hard at being good at what they do.
Let's take a look at the 2 young men, student athletes that head coach Hazell brings. A young man who had just burst on the scene as a freshman defensive tackle, Roosevelt Nix, and offensive lineman Brian Winters. Guys, welcome. Good to see both of you. Roosevelt, I mean, here you are. You played so much football, and you're just halfway through your collegiate career. What has the experience been like in terms of, for yourself, playing so much, gaining so many laurels as a freshman, and then the coaching change and having Coach Hazell come in, different philosophy? How did that flow for you from your first year to your second?
It was a real smooth process with the new coaches coming in. Coach Hazell made it real comfortable. Of course, I came to camp with the original coaches, but when Coach Hazell came, we never skipped a beat. You know, we laced up our shoulder pads the same way. So it was just real comfortable, real family atmosphere type, real easy to transition.
Roosevelt, you know, obviously your freshman year is well documented. The Player of the Year of the Mid-American Conference, incredible for a freshman. You're on all of the lists, every list out there for a defensive lineman, period. I had the opportunity to watch you on tape as a junior in high school, and your speed from sideline to sideline, your ability to read things, as Coach mentioned, you know, people forget that vision is such a key thing for a defensive lineman. You have that. You're relentless. You have the explosiveness. Last year, you found out you got a lot of double teams. Then I know that happened last year. And now with Richard Gray and more depth in the defensive line, hopefully you get singled up a few more times, huh? Talk about that.
Definitely, we definitely have some, you know, Richard Gray and Dana. You know, even our ends, we definitely all triple threats around. You know, so all the attention won't be on me, and that's good, you know, because even if it is, you know, I trust them. They're just as good as me, you know. So we all go off each other pretty much. So you can't block all of us double team. So, you know, if I'm not making plays, somebody else is going to make plays, and there's no problem with that.
Good.
We showed the strong resurgence of the Kent State offense in the Final 5 football games. Coach Hazell smiling about that, no question. Yeah, you start to put up almost 30 points a game and get everything done you want in both elements of offense. And a big part of that was one of the outstanding veteran offensive linemen in Brian Winters. So, Brian, how did that transformation take place? I mean, I'm going to be honest, you're struggling, right? I mean, that's fair to say. You're struggling through the first 7 weeks of the season. Now, all of a sudden, everything formulates. Offense starts to produce points. You're winning football games. I know it's a great feeling, but give us an idea. How did the transformation take place?
Well, I mean,
mid-season.
Right. I mean, as Coach said, we made some transformations on the offensive line. We moved Josh Klein over. Like he said, during the season we were, at ends of where we're going to put players. And we decided to move players over. And we think, I've been playing with the guys for many years. We have a lot of talent under our belt together, and we flow together. So I feel that since me and Josh work really well together, they decided to move us to the same side. And I feel like that got the ball rolling. We play well off each other.
Brian, you're a senior. Started every game since you've been at Kent State. You've seen some tough transitions. What would it mean to you personally to really put Kent State on the map this year in the MAC?
It'd be a great thing. We all work so hard. Our team is, I feel like, one of the better teams. I feel like we can go out there this year and be really competitive towards everyone. We're good on both sides of the ball. We haven't really lost too many players. Yep. It'd be a great year for us to come out and really show what we have.
Darrell, as I look at your football team, a lot of folks back. Solid, great defense. I love that. Quarterback position. Okay, everybody's going to want to know and talk about it. You're used to that already. You went out to California and brought a young man in, David Fisher. What's his transition been like? How's he doing?
We brought David in January, which was good to get him in early. Came out of San Diego, and he brings a lot to the table, which will create a great quarterback battle. It's going to be healthy. But David is a guy who can create plays for us. He's got a strong arm. He's got some moxie to him. He's tough. But Spencer did a great job at the end of the season. So it's going to be a great quarterback battle. And then you're going to throw another guy into the equation, Colin Reardon from Youngstown, a guy that we signed. And I wouldn't count him out.
Wow. So when you think you name a starter, what's that transition like?
Got it written down on my calendar for August the 19th. So that guy can take some ownership before we get into our first game.
Good. Well, we'll be waiting for that announcement, I promise you.
Tremendous amount of enthusiasm around the campus, and coming off, you've had such an outstanding sports year too, Darrell. How much does the success of Coach Strickland's baseball team and everyone's students and the atmosphere and feeding off that, can you feel that tangibly, and is that something that you can use too as a motivation with the football team?
Absolutely. The university right now is thriving on golf. Finished 5th in the country with Coach Page, and then Coach Strickland goes and finishes as high as he does. So the university is really feeding off of that energy, and we need to do the same as a football organization, and I think we will.
Outstanding. Great stuff, Darrell. We're looking forward to seeing how you not only capitalize but continue the ascent on that winning 4 of the last 5. Roosevelt Nix and Brian Winters, outstanding young men that represent the Kent State program. Great to see you guys. Look forward to seeing you during the season.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, gentlemen. Appreciate that. Kent State football team, and again, not just with the numbers that we showed in winning 4 or 5, but we've known Coach Hazel for quite some time, and you know that this program is going to continue to do. There's many around the country that have asked us as we do our college football meetings and shows with ESPN about Kent State and the expectation level, picking them high. So now Coach Hazel's got to live up to it. That's all real easy.
It's so hard to play great defense in this era of football with this product. I mean, it's just impossible to play great defense, and the numbers defensively from the past are just not going to be there because it's a different animal that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
But, wow, am I excited, and I'm really looking forward to watching this Kent defense this year because they have a lot of talent and they have a great scheme. And Roosevelt Knicks really sets the leadership point, but they are relentless getting to the football, and they're fun to watch.
Well, right in my backyard, I get to see them every day, so it's a good thing. All right, don't go away. When we come back on our Mid-American Conference 2012 football preview show and media day here on ESPN3, as you look at the beautiful skyline of the Motor City of Detroit, the Detroit River that separates Motown and Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Big day here in the Mid-American Conference. When we get back, we'll take a look at the newest member of the Mid-American Conference as we'll say hi to head coach Charlie Molnar and his Massachusetts Minutemen. Don't go away.